Well, hello and welcome back. So the recording of part one and this being part two of my Mother's Day painting is a little weird. I've been having a lot of issues with the editing process in the last week or so. This whole painting was literally done about probably about 3-4 days ago, right? But I've only gotten around to finishing up the editing process on Saturday the 9th and the morning of Mother's Day. So part two will be coming out, well, it's coming out today on Mother's Day, of the Mother's Day special painting for my actual mom. I'm going to try to stop saying mother so many times. Anyway, so usually how I'm editing, when I edit videos, it's either the day of, the following day, or it might have to be like a week later, depending on what's going on and outside of YouTube and painting world over here. In this case, having a lot of issues with editing process because I use my cell phone. It's good for this sort of thing, but for some reason it's getting bogged down more. That the RAM's being taken up. I think I explained that no, I didn't explain that in a previous video, at least not yet. But yeah, that's what's been going on. Also, I found out yesterday on Saturday that half of my entire playlist of music is gone. I don't know what happened, including all the music I usually use for my videos, which obviously I don't own any of it. It goes to their prospective owners, which I'm very appreciative of them for making music like this that I put in my videos. But I can't really do the intro like I usually do. The outro from part one was a little weird because I was literally in the footage still painting when I was like, hey, bye, That's just due to how this was all put together. I literally shot the entire thing and then split it in half, or not even half, but split it up into the two different parts because that's what the phone could handle. Instead of doing like, hey, this is part one, and finish it, edit it, post it, and then start working on the other one. I was kind of on a time crunch, so I decided to just paint the entire thing and then split it like this. I don't really like doing it this way because it kind of feels sloppy, but the content still got out. Anyway, to recap, this is just like a park view or something where there's a little bridge going off to the side. It's somewhere scenic. I thought you'd like it. A lot of my paintings recently have been kind of close up and kind of clustered in like a group of trees or something. I wanted something a lot more open. So this is the result. I'm going to add a few more things over the course of the video. But this is a fun one. It was a little bit different. There's some parts that I would have preferred to have done better. There's other parts that I think turned out fairly decent, like the bridge itself. That was probably my favorite part of it, even though it's like it's the man-made feature in it, other than like some things you'll see later on. But the rest of it was fairly simple. And here I probably should have shifted the camera down a little bit more because I ended up kind of painting some things slightly off canvas or just really low there, and it doesn't look like I'm doing anything. But I was working on some of the grass, trying to fading that support beam, whatever it is, into more of the background instead of like the foreground on top of the grass. So, and obviously doing highlights for it, but it's always interesting when you add something after you've already done like the foreground, because then you have to go back through and fix that you painted over the foreground, unless you're just that good with a paintbrush that you just make it so it looks like it is behind it anyway. But it's really hard to do, so it's a little much easier just to I should have probably just painted it all in there and then just probably do them. Well, I'm not gonna say that it'd be easier to just paint all from definitely from underpainting all the way up and finish with the grass, because the grass area helped place the bridge. So in the end, as long as your painting looks right, it looks right. And here, I'm actually painting things just kind of off canvas a little bit. I mean, it's still on there, but it's more towards like the bottom right, and working on some of the grass and some of the path. You know, it's leading away. Because let's imagine it's like a well-worn path. People just walk through there. It's just dirt, you know. And I was thinking that the clouds in the sky look a little too blank and plain. And obviously in a park area or something like this, you're gonna have birds flying around. So just a little bit of black paint, a liner brush, and just doing basically little elongated W's. It gives you like that distant, you know, that classic distant bird look. And just adding a little bit of highlights to the pine cones that are still in the tree. Because obviously, I mean, light is light, and it's going to light up everything. So, yeah, just adding a little bit of darker, or sorry, not darker, lighter brown to the darker brown that I used for the pine cones. And here I was thinking that the water feature and the area just seemed a little too plain, so decided to paint in a little wooden dock. There's gonna be a little guy later in the video, just on his little rowboat out there, kind of farther away from us. But I figured it was a nice little effect to have in there, just to give it a little bit more sense of realism and scaling. So here I was trying to make sure that I was kind of get that like shadow and reflection done right with the dock, because if you have sunlight coming through, you're not just gonna have a black shadow underneath an object that's over the water. So I imagine it's more like like how I'm doing it here. You can see like a darker watercolor, and then you got the actual the reflection from whatever's there. And I think I pulled off that effect. And here, just painting in a little dude, you know, little dude in a rowboat, just starting with a darker color again, fading up with different colors to give highlights and contrasts. And I'm not obviously going to be able to do any amount of definition for him or really details over there, but that's not the point. right? It's your point to suggest that there's something there. And what I decided to do was that I needed to give him like a red shirt, because I think it just adds contrast to all the green and blues. And here is just, it looked too plain back there behind those trees, like there was like the edge of the world over there. So I just had to add a little bit more of these highlights back there, just some more distant trees, kind of fix up the line of trees. And then eventually I'm going to actually paint like a more distant like hill range or mountain range behind it, which is like right here. It allows a little bit more depth in there. And then I probably should have done this first. I wasn't really thinking at the time, but it allows for a more realistic scaling to the thing as well. Just like the adding the little dock and the guy in the boat. And obviously I got to fade it back in with some more green and then some green yellow colors. Well, sorry for the weird video and the weird delivery of it and how it all went down and all the other stuff. I'm going to try to get my videos out a little bit sooner and figure out what's going on with my editing programs and all that stuff. But yeah, appreciate you all for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment. All that helps me out. In this case, it'll help mom, keep my mom happy because this is for her. The wife liked it, so I might be doing something more like this in the future for her own paintings, since these are usually all for her. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Bye.